This film also had the creepiest Santa.
Oh my god, yes! We need to find the fourth dimension, and by finding all these tiny little perfect things that happen in our neighborhood or in our town or whatever, we're gonna find the fourth dimension, and we're missing one. I'll pick Andrew Garfield. Peter 3.
Peter 3. I believe I put that on there.
Ooh, that comic book filter.
This green ball?
This green tennis ball is Vecna, yeah. Yeah. We're talking about Chippendales the dancers, right? Not Chippendales the chipmunks? Okay, I was just making sure. I didn't see it, but I know what you're talking about. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, Cinema Peeps!
Merry Christmas! Yeah, I think this episode comes out a week before Christmas.
Yeah, so the time is near. It's the most wonderful time of the year. That's what I was trying to sing.
You got there, you know? You got there.
You figured it out.
You nailed it. I hope you all have all your shit together. Sometimes around this time, I do not. So I feel if you do not, just take it one day at a time. And the most important thing is to spend time with the people you care about and watch Hallmark films.
Good segue. Excellent.
But yeah, I feel bad because I haven't been watching as many because I'm trying to like save some for the drunk Christmas escapade that's coming.
Right, which is what I was going to ask you about, because I know that you were doing that, and I don't remember. I couldn't remember when you said you were going to do it. So I was like, I wonder if she's watched anything from that for the podcast, or like. So I guess we'll figure that out as we go.
Yes,
but
I watched a couple because I knew I was like, no one's gonna watch these. So with me, so I was like, I'm watching these. I was hoping to get more, but I got 3 in. So
okay.
We usually watch 4 to 6.
Okay. Wow.
So yeah.
Nice.
It depends how drunk we get, and B, how much we watch the next morning for breakfast.
Okay.
Hungover, so.
That sounds amazing. For anyone who needs context, if you're new to our Talkie Tuesday podcast, Kaylee has a tradition at Christmas where she and her friends get together and do they watch Hallmark movies, but they have do you guys still do the bingo? Is that how it works?
Yeah, it's a Hallmark drinking game. Yeah, I think you can just Google it. It's pretty. I mean, the rules are pretty generic because I don't want to lie. You know, the movies are pretty generic and shallow sometimes, so it's pretty easy to make a drinking game out of it.
Yeah. Although I will say this year,
they've
stepped it up. Well,
right.
I mean, it sounds so vanilla, but like, or so basic bitch or whatever, but like they've. I'm impressed with Hallmark this year. They've really stepped it up. So props to Hallmark.
Damn. I think we're gonna have to adapt some of the rules, or maybe we'll have to Google another set of rules, maybe, just because I think the ones we're going by are a little old. Because, for example, one of the rules is drinking for a particular person if they star in it. And so it was like Candace and all these other people. They didn't even include Lacey in that list, which I thought was weird. So I think we added her because we're like, she's in almost all of them. We need to add her.
I guess she's of the newer group, right?
Right. So that's why I think these rules are a little old. And we also added the rule if there was a horse-drawn carriage, if there was a horsey, we would drink as well.
Nice.
Just out of our own, our own rules, so we might have to adapt some of them this year. Because there was also a lot that had to do with like Santa Claus, and I feel like he's not present as much in these Hallmark films.
Well, definitely Catch Me If You Claus for sure. But
bro, we're gonna get so wasted. I'm gonna be like, guys, this will be the first movie we're gonna do. I'm gonna have to drink every time we see a Santa. Fuck!
Oh man, I'm torn. I'm like, I'm trying to figure out if I should tell you to watch Santa Summit first and then end with Catch Me If You Claus, or vice versa. I kind of think you should start with Santa Summit. Because it's a it's a good one to get everybody into, and then I think you might need to end it off. Well, again, depending on how drunk you get too, because I still want you to appreciate the movie. It's good,
right? Because that was the problem when we watched the Nanny one last year. Was the guys then started talking over the movie, and I was like, yeah, that's fine. I don't need to fucking hear what's happening. Yeah. So I don't know why I yelled, but I was. Needless to say, I get a little angry drunk.
It's just a smidge.
A smidge angry drunk. I think it's more of just like, I'm not a very confrontational person, so maybe just when I'm a little drunky. And then
I feel courage, Yeah,
I'm like, shut the fuck up. I'm trying to watch my movie. Or I'm like, you're weird. Stop doing that. remember I definitely said that at a party, and they were like, no, I'm just like, no, stop being weird. It's weirdo. Says the weirdo, but, you know. Yeah, so I've only watched Tree Hallmark films.
Okay. I've got 9 or 10 on the list.
Jesus Christ.
But obviously 2 of those are ones that you're going to watch at your party, so I could just skim over them, and then we could talk about them later if you want, but yeah.
Beautiful, yes, beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched a, do I have to already Wikipedia what they're called? One was, because I just was going on the PVR, you know, because there's, you know.
Yeah.
About 10,000 options available on demand. So I was
and
like,
31
that's
alone
fine.
this year that were brand new. So I've watched 10 out of the 31 that are brand new this year. I still have 7 in my PVR that I have not watched. And then I watched a couple other ones that were of previous years too. So
yes, that's mostly the ones I watched. Was one of them said it came out last year, and I have a hard time believing that. But then I looked up IMDb, and it said it came out this year. So I was like, already confusing. Love. But yeah, I watched them only because they were mysteries.
Oh yes, I remember seeing those ones. And I feel like some of those too, like there were some new ones that I at least saw on the PVR that were not on the list, but they did come out this year.
Yeah, right?
Right?
It's
and
weird.
then the one that was on the list that I never saw was the one with Jessica Parker Kennedy.
It's not on there yet?
Yeah. I tried to look for it and I couldn't find it anywhere. Yeah.
We'll have to keep our eyes out then. We'll Google. We'll figure it out. We're gonna, because I want to watch it.
We'll figure it out.
I want to watch it.
All right, but without further ado, I feel like we should dive into this because
fuck yeah,
so much to talk about.
Yeah. So the first one I watched was Merry Mystery Christmas.
Ooh, okay.
That was the first one, and the other one also was a play on mystery. But goddamn, what was that one?
Mystery
called?
on Mistletoe Lane or whatever.
Oh, maybe that was that one.
That one sounds. I think that's what that was.
That sounds correct. I think that's right. Yeah, I'm gonna say it is. I'm too lazy to look it up. And then I watched Christmas House 2 because I really wanted to watch it.
Yeah, heck yeah.
So that's what I watched.
Nice. I watched. Okay, get ready.
Yep.
I watched. Okay, let me bring up my list here. So a few of them I have mentioned already in previous episodes this year, but I watched Checkin' It Twice. I watched Holiday Road. I watched The Santa Summit. A Biltmore Christmas, Catch Me If You Claus.
Oh, yeah.
Heidelberg Holiday.
Oh, yeah.
My Norwegian Holiday, which I watched last night.
Fuck yeah.
Never Been Christ. And
right.
Merry Scottish Christmas.
Right. And see, there was plenty of opportunities where I was like, oh, I think Merry Scottish Christmas was on TV. I thought about watching it, but I was like, no, I want to sit and experience it.
Yeah.
Like there's some I'll play in the background while I'm making cookies, which sometimes can be difficult then to focus on what's happening on the TV.
Yeah.
Plus, usually in my house, there's like 5 other devices of noise happening at the same time. So it's very difficult to be like, what's happening?
Yeah.
So this year I was like, no, I'm just going to make my cookies and just focus up and just as my like relaxing treat.
Nice.
Get to watch some Hallmark.
Nice. I will say you definitely should watch. It probably won't be a good party one, but you definitely should sit down and watch My Norwegian Holiday with what's his face from Ted Lasso.
I was gonna say like that again. That sounded like that's gonna be a me thing. So I'm gonna be like, oh my god, it's the guy from Ted Lasso. And I know my couple. I think one of my friends has watched Ted Lasso, so I'm sure she'd be like, oh yeah, that's cool. But
yeah,
I just I don't think it'll be a hard seller. But I'm definitely watching it when I have the available time. Maybe while I'm house sitting with Taco, maybe he might want to watch it with me. You know.
There you go. Yep.
I've never considered his feelings on the Hallmark ones and what he wants to watch.
Yeah.
I just kind of bully him into watching what I want to watch. But do we want to go back and forth for like a hot minute until I run out of movies?
Yeah, let's do it.
Till I run out?
I think we should start off with Christmas House too, unless you want to save that for the end.
Oh, fuck
but
yeah. No.
I feel like no.
No.
Nope.
No. No.
All right.
You were right. It was super cute and really funny.
Yep.
I loved it so much. A great sequel. If you haven't watched Christmas House 1, people, watch Christmas House 1, okay? And then watch Deck Them Halls, okay?
Oh, yes. I have to say, I mean, Jonathan Bennett has become the new Christmas Hallmark king. Let's just give him that credit and the props right now. Like, round of applause. Jonathan Bennett. He has made it his own. And, yeah, I don't know. Just, like, The Holiday Sitter and these two movies in particular, just, he shines in them. He's great. Yeah.
It's just like, yeah, and like I said, the opening like really sold it for me, like him being in the courtroom and you're like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
I know you said your mom was like, what's happening? Like, no thank you, but those are the ones I get immediately invested in. I'm like, what is happening? I am intrigued. I will sit down and I will give you all my attention.
Yep, nice.
Did
you
good.
see what I mean about the Modern Family style?
Oh yeah,
right.
I was kind of sad they didn't do more of it. Like it felt like anytime they cut to that, like them talking on the couch, it was usually a one-liner, and then it would cut to commercial.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, that's like I felt like they could have utilized that maybe a little bit more,
right?
You know, but
yeah,
just that. Very nitpicky, nitpicky note. But yeah, I also like I meant to watch Christmas House 1 again to refresh my memory, but that creepy magician guy. In the first one, like he was in it, but it was just like, oh yeah, I run the magic shop. Yeah. And then in this one, he was everywhere. Yeah. Everywhere all at once. And everyone was like, I don't know who this man is.
Right?
He walks up to this child. Do you believe? Check your back pocket. I was like, what's gonna be in his back pocket, you creepy man?
Just have you checked the children?
Have you checked the children? Like, yeah. I don't know. Maybe he also had a little bit like, spirit energy in the first one, but I don't really remember such a thing. Maybe
yeah, they're blurring together, so I can't remember.
Right? Like maybe at the end, maybe a smidgy.
Maybe.
But this one was like full on.
I knew.
Am I working at the ring place? I don't know.
Right?
What's going on?
I knew that after watching the first one that there was more to him than they told in that one. So I'm glad that he kind of had more of a important role in the second one. And I guess like as far as your drinking game goes, that would maybe he's like Santa Claus in a sense, right? For that, Yeah.
Yeah, he was just really creepy. I was like, he's everywhere. Like I said, everywhere all at once, and it was too much for me. I was like, what are you doing, sir? Or what are you doing?
Yeah.
But yeah, I love the rivalry with the brothers, and then they split up the parents, and they're like scolding them, and they're like, hey, don't fraternize with the enemy. Get back over here.
Yeah.
Get back to work fluffing. Although that script of that Santa play that the parents were putting on, I was like, what the fuck?
I know, right? When I started to hear that, I'm like, what?
Right?
What is
happening?
Then
he's like, huh? And he's like, don't judge. Your stuff is just as cheesy. I was like, there's a thing between cheesy and porno, Daddy-O, and the stage. I know you can get away with a lot on the stage, but like, Papa. Papa. But yeah, I thought it was very cute and enjoyable and funny. Like I said, I wish, like, I liked the idea of the Modern Family element of them talking to the cameras. Because, I guess I should have. The synopsis is that they're going, him and his brother, Jonathan Bennett, are going head to head on this show called Deck Them Halls. That's why it's called Christmas House 2, Deck Them Halls. And obviously they're doing this because
to decorate their houses to see what's going to be the new Christmas house.
Right. Yeah. And they kind of take it up a notch, be like, ooh, who's going to be the Christmas king? Who's going to host a Christmas house? Blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
And yeah, so they like the idea of them doing that Modern Family, interview style, I thought was really cute and funny and creative. But yeah, I wish there was more and it wasn't just like the tail end for them to go into commercial.
Yeah.
But, it is what it is, like I said, very nitpicky, we also have, he is now dating his high school crush that he was, spinning for in the first one, and he wants to propose. So then we had Noah, She's a kid named Noah, and his dad comes to town. And
Yep.
oh my god, the dinner scene too was so funny. How all the guys were like rolling their fucking eyes as he's telling the story. How he's like, yeah, I just punched a great white shark.
Yeah.
And his mom's like, oh, and like Jonathan Bennett and like his on-screen husband and like the dad, they're all fucking rolling their eyes like, oh my fucking god, this guy's so full of it. I was like, god, so good.
Yeah.
So fucking good. And yet there still was like a lot of heart to it, you know?
Yeah.
I felt for the characters. I was like, damn Hallmark, what the hell?
Right.
And always a surprise from, Nora from Flash, can't go wrong. Can't fucking go wrong. I give Christmas House, Deck Them Balls, Deck Them Balls again. I would watch that again next year. Like,
nice.
Really good. I like
it. It's a lot of fun. Same thing, like, I put it up there with The Holiday Sitter. I just thought I feel like, I don't know if it was their first same-sex couple story.
That's a good question.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
I don't know. It was very sweet. It was like, I don't know. It was just like, it was so Hallmark. They made it so Hallmark, and they did it really well, and they did it justice, and it was so sweet. I loved it, and it was really funny too.
Right. And like a weird comment, just because it'll make sense when I talk about Mary, what was it? Christmas Mary,
Mistletoe Lane,
Not Mistletoe Lane, Merry Christmas Lane. Sometimes with the Hallmark films, and again, this maybe is just like a thing with like the director or the script or like how the actors present their lines. Sometimes when they're reading lines to each other, it's asinine sometimes. Some of those movies, it's like, oof, this was rough. This was a rough, whereas like Christmas House too, like everything felt like it was an organic conversation. And so like, it was easy to feel for some of these characters, but there are times where Hallmark will make some and it's like,
it's very soapy. Yeah.
Not even like, a mix of like soapy and sometimes not even good. Like at least like soapy, they're like dramatic, and at least they have one emotion. Is it over the top? Yes, but at least there's a emotion.
Yeah, true.
Where sometimes it's like, and so at the end where they're like, I'm gonna kiss you, I'm like, really? Like, guys, I felt no sparks. I was like a fucking wet nap over here. What the fuck? There was nothing happening. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? And that's why it really makes for good drinking, because if you're drunk, then it's really good. If you're sober, not so much. I'm not trying to push alcoholism or anything, but like, I'm just saying, are they a little better with a couple glasses of alcohol? Maybe.
Right.
Maybe. Again, more of a point that'll come later, but yes.
Right.
I just want to bring that up now.
Nice.
But yeah, Christmas House 2, 10 out of 10. 10 out of balls.
Yay. Oh, I'm glad you liked it.
All right, tell me at least 2 of yours.
Oh God. Okay. Well, I'll quickly do this one just because we're on the topic of Jonathan Bennett. So
Yes.
I'll talk about Heidelberg Holiday quickly. Because we had talked, or when we were, we were kind of chatting about it. We were excited about the fact that this could be actually set in Germany, and it'd be really great to see all the like, just the culture and the scenes of Germany if it's actually filmed there. And then you had confirmed that Jonathan Bennett had run into them at in Germany when they were filming. So I was like, this is really cool. It is a really, really good movie. Again, shout out to Hallmark for all the Hallmark movies that I've watched so far. They've been really good at like diversifying as far as just like culturally. It's not just like Christmas in a different country. It's like they actually kind of took the traditions from that culture and incorporated into Christmas, because I feel like, we in North America tend to forget that like not everybody celebrates Christmas the same way we do. And not everybody has the big like, thing that it is. So it's nice to kind of see that they're kind of recognizing that, or at least like shining lights on that and including that into the Hallmark movies as well. As it's like, so in this movie in particular, you get to see more of like the German traditions for Christmas, and how there's still regular Christmas celebrated on the 24th and 25th, but their St. Nicholas Day is actually celebrated on the 5th of December, and like all the different traditions that they have. The Norwegian holiday one also kind of like shows some of the traditions that they have too, so that's really cool. But anyways, yeah, so the reason I bring it up with the whole Jonathan Bennett thing is because, and again, I should have gone back and looked to double confirm, but I'm pretty sure he has a cameo in yeah, and like it's a blink and you miss it moment, but like I'm pretty sure they just, if that was like when he ran into them, I feel like they were just like, hey, want to be an extra in this scene? And like you just see him kind of like walk past the camera from the booth that she goes to, and I'm like, hey, because he's like, I mean, he's got a pretty notable face, right?
Yeah.
So I was like pretty sure, I'm like, and it's dimly lit, so it's like you'd have to like stop, like do a whole like Five Nights at Freddy's kind of enhance the photo kind of thing. So, but yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure there's a cameo of him in it.
Hell yeah, and that would make sense.
Yeah.
Well, the other two I watched, I won't lie, they were a little underwhelming. Mary, as you can tell, I can't even remember the name of it, and I looked it up. Mary, Holly, whatever fucking Christmas it was. It was very boring, and I thought the one girl, I was like, aren't you this person? And I looked them up, I'm like, nope, you just look like her a lot. It was very much like, meh, I have Christmas name, but I'm not all about Christmas. And I was like, oh no. And again, talking about like very painful dialogue, like I don't know, I don't want to cast any blame on anybody, but like, because many things could have gone wrong, but it just, all the dialogue felt so stiff. Although I will say her sleazy boss character, I think he was just having the best time. They did a lot of things where she was talking to him like off camera. And I don't know if that was intentional or if he just like walked off and was like, yep, I'm just going to leave now. And so she's like talking and you're like, this is kind of weird. And I'm sure I was like, I already pictured him like making faces and shit behind the camera. I was like, I could just see that fucking happening. And even the love interest also, like, just the way they spoke dialogue, I was like, what is wrong? Like, I know there's something wrong. I just can't articulate what was wrong exactly and what the word is. It just felt very stiff and unnatural. Yeah. Again, unlike Christmas House, where it actually felt like an organic conversation. Right. So then when characters have feelings or problems, you're like, yeah, I can feel that.
Yeah, yeah.
Whereas, like, in this, I was like, oh, my God. And, like, the mystery was just barely keeping me together. And the mystery was really weird. It was like, this person is stealing Christmas decorations. And I was like, okay.
Oh, yeah,
is Santa stealing shit now? Like, I don't understand. And they're like, and the mayor's involved. I was like, okay.
Very, very generic, it sounds like.
It was really weird. And then the ending was very weird because it turns out the mayor and the campaign person she thought was in on it, he was trying to frame the mayor for something that happened like 20 years ago when they pranked their boss and stole Christmas things. And yeah, and it was supposed to be on live television. It was weird and underwhelming. And then again, at the end, they were like, wow, they like fallen for each other, and then they were like, mwah, on national TV, and everyone's like, wow, and I was like, yeah, no, no, I felt nothing. I did like his grandma. She was funny. She like was trying to set them up all the time. I was like, that's hilarious. And again, she had some charisma. The leads just didn't have charisma, so I'm like, why am I watching this?
Yeah.
Also didn't help that at one point of the story she was talking about how his grandfather, her husband, he had passed and he like idolized their relationship. And she was like, let me tell you a time we almost broke up. And he's like, what? Deadass was like, huh? And I was like, oh. I was like, pull me fucking out of a film, why don't you? My God. Like, Jesus, that's something I would do. Like, what the, like, I think that's good acting. Like, again, I shouldn't shit on people. Like, I can't act worth shit. But yeah, I was like, that one's a hard skip. Unless you're plastered, I wouldn't watch it. It's fucking weird.
Okay, good to know.
It's fucking weird. I would say the Christmas on Mystery or whatever on Mistletoe Lane is better. Because, again, the leads actually, like, you can believe that, like I think they might even be partners in real life. I could believe it. Like the dialogue wasn't stiff. It was like, okay, here we go. Although I will say the maintenance guy's father, he was a little over the top. Anytime his dad, he would call his dad. He'd be like, "Hey, Dad, there's like this mysterious painting. What do you think of this?" son, drop it immediately. Don't look into this. And I was like, buddy, first of all, you say that, people are going to do that. And second of all, that line delivery, my guy, what the actual hell? But it was cute. The kids were finding, like, all these little missing reindeer, and then you find out that, like, the dad, I'm not going to lie, about halfway through, I lost interest.
Oh, no.
To be fair, I was working on something, so that probably didn't help my case, but I think at that point I was pretty much checked out. I was like, I'm done.
Oh,
I will say the beginning scene with Linda was great. Linda, shout out to Linda's character. Loved her Christmas coffee, the best.
Nice.
It was just, yeah, I don't know. I think maybe it's just as I watched two mysteries back to back and them both not being, up to snuff. I was like, okay, I'm done. I'm done with this concept. It's over. Maybe if I didn't do that, maybe it would have been better, but yeah. So I think if you had to watch a mystery Christmas one, the Mistletoe Lane one wasn't too bad.
Okay, cool.
And watch for Linda. OG
Nice.
Linda. Yeah, unfortunately, that was all I was able to muster this week before the big grand finale.
That's okay. I am even more excited for you to watch the ones that you're going to watch at your party. Yeah, like I would say, I don't know what you've got lined up. Do you want to share the movies that you have lined up, or have you guys decided?
We have not decided yet.
Oh, okay.
Like I said, the only one I know 100% is Santa Summit because I put in the request.
Yes.
As in, i.e. Kendra said this was good and we would enjoy it. And she also recommended the Three Wise Men of Christmas. So like, so we all were like, yes, we agree.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. So for sure you need to watch that one. For sure you need to watch Catch Me If You Claus. I feel like, again, you probably all will like it. But I feel like you should watch A Biltmore Christmas. If any of your friends are Star Trek, especially Star Trek Next Gen and Voyager fans, they will appreciate that movie.
Okay.
I won't say anything else.
Okay.
And then Never Been Christ would probably be a fun one for you guys to watch for your party too.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Was that the high school one?
Yeah, it's the one where it's like the summary's kind of like the two best friends come back home and they're like they end up like creating a love triangle between them and the guy. The guy is one of the guys from Three Wise Men and a Baby.
Oh, hell yeah.
But man, is he like I don't know, like I don't know if it's just his acting style because it was the same in Three Wise Men and a Baby, but he's just so like aloof, I guess, or just like he just doesn't look like he cares. Like he's just like, eh. Like,
is it the guy with the jet black hair and
with the beard? He's like,
I think
he kind of looks like Pedro Pascal a little bit. Yeah,
discount Pedro Pascal. Yes,
yeah.
I was watching It's Time for Them. One of the many Time for Them to Come Home for Christmas, and he was in it. And I think that's just who he is.
Okay. So
and you know what? That's fine. He knows what he knows what he is. He knows what he signed up for.
I guess, but it just,
I
guess for this particular movie, it didn't work because you don't understand. For me, at least, I didn't understand why these girls were pining over him. I'm like, he's nothing special.
Yeah.
Like, he's not charming. He's kind of just like
wait till you meet
tall,
Pedro
dark,
Pascal.
and handsome, I guess.
That's what they're like, we really want Pedro Pascal, but we clearly can't afford that budget.
I guess.
So here's discount Pedro Pascal with none of the likable features. Enjoy.
I'd be curious to know if Hallmark does like a tally at the end of the year to figure out which of their leading men like tests well with audiences, and then they bring them back to like make them leads or like just continue them on for
100%, because there's a couple where I'm like, there's no fucking way, but I'm like, he must do well because they keep bringing this person back, you know.
Right.
And I'm like, how, why, what, where, why, when, how, you know, kind of deal. I don't know. Okay. I don't know what the plot is to Never Been Christmased, but I think it'd be really funny. I know it's probably not the plot. I think it'd be really funny that they go, wow, they discover they're like, why are we into this guy? And then they just fuck each other. I know that's not the plot gonna be, but I think that would just be so much better.
They just realize all along that they were just in love with each other.
Yeah.
Honestly, they could possibly make that work if it wasn't like if they just I don't know. They could possibly make that work.
As I figured, I'm assuming that's not what happened.
No.
I mean, I hope that no one ends up with him because he sounds terrible, but
You'll just have to wait and see.
Right? I'll just have to watch the movie and find out, and then I'll send you a Snapchat. I might be drunk. I don't know.
Please, yes, please. I would love to hear your thoughts on all of these things. But I feel like the last one I'll touch on very briefly again because I don't want to spoil anything and I want you to watch it, is Catch Me If You Claws. Has to be my favorite of all of them this year.
Really? Out of all the ones you've watched so far?
Out of all the ones I've watched so far, that one's my favorite.
Okay.
Just
like I said, I'm putting in a vote for that one too.
Yes, okay. Because just alone, like, and I okay, honestly, we might have to, or at least once you've done all this, you might have to go to IMDb and read some of the reviews that people have of these movies too.
Yes.
But for this one in particular, it was all positive, and I just loved that everybody kind of recognized the same things that I did too. That like people were saying, like, out of all the Hallmark movies, past and this year specifically, these guys actually like made a movie that was like it had the physical comedy, it was witty, it was really sweet, it was so funny, and it like had really good like romantic moments in it too. But it like for me, I ended up it wasn't playing on the Hallmark channel, it was playing on CTV for me.
Okay.
But there was a couple, and it's the one with Robbie Amell's wife.
Yes.
But there was a couple moments in there where I was like, this doesn't feel like a Hallmark movie. This feels like a real romantic comedy movie that you'd go to the movie theaters to watch. So like it to me it like raised the bar. So yeah.
Well, they have that guy in it who I've noticed he's been in a lot of stuff as of like year and a half, and I did watch him in a fall Hallmark film over the fall. Obviously, Kaylee, what the actual hell? Fuck, I'm trying to remember what it's called. I can't think of what it's called, but in particular Hallmark film, he was a writer.
Okay.
And he was suffering from writer's block, and it was kind of funny because they would keep going into like he wrote them based on his like little hometown, and they kept, I think it's in Canada, Vancouver somewhere, because they kept being like, I'm going to Canada. Well, I'll ship my baked goods to you in Canada. I was like, there's a lot of emphasis on Canada, but sure. Okay.
Okay.
But anyways, like he does like all his like little writer's block. It's like he's writing some sort of love romance novel, and he keeps zooming into the characters, and they're trying to act out his lines, and sometimes they like break the fourth wall and go, huh? What am I even saying? And you like cut to him, and he's like, oh, my writing's so bad. So like I enjoyed him in that. So like, I'm extra
if you
pumped.
enjoyed him in that, then you'll definitely enjoy him in this, because I don't know, they both did really well. Like it to me, the best thing I can compare it to is it just felt very much like watching Chuck for me. Like it was just very like lighthearted, cute, witty, and the comedy was there. Like they both Italia Ricci and Luke, I can't remember his last name, but they got that guy. They both did really well with the physical comedy. It's not like it's corny in the best way a comedy could be corny. It's not corny in the traditional Hallmark way. So that's why it didn't feel to me like a Hallmark movie. It felt like a legit like romantic comedy movie. Yeah, but out of all of them, it has to be number one.
All right. Yeah. It's on the list then. We're watching it.
Yeah.
And getting plastered. I mean, drinking responsibly. That's what we're doing. But yeah, I feel like we'll definitely have to do like a catch up.
Yes.
In the new year. Because yeah, I want to watch a whole bunch. But yeah, busy. But once I get some time to relax, I'm going to just crank them out like nobody's business.
Hell yeah.
Boom, 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 boom. Anyways, guys, I think that'll do it for today's podcast. This is our season finale of the year. Thank you so much for watching. If you're just tuning in now or you tuned in at any point this year, we really appreciate it.
Right? I feel like, I mean, we've had a lot of good episodes throughout our entire run of our podcast, but this year in particular, I feel like we had a lot of good, like, episodes, a lot of good stuff to talk about. Yeah, I'm really happy with this year for sure.
Me too.
Pat on the back for both of us.
Pat on the back. Leave us a comment down below if you had a particular favorite episode this year or any ideas for episodes in the future. Please leave those in the comments down below. And consider leaving this video a little likesy. And consider subscribing to Two Pretty Cool Gals because, hopefully 2024 is an even better year for us.
Woot woot.
But anyways, guys, watch all the content, and we'll see ya next time. Bye-bye!
Bye-bye!
And happy holidays and a happy new year.
Exactly.
Boo-ba-ba-ba-da-ba. Boo!
Monkey.
And slap! Pew!